Okay. So what we are talking about that the stop and wait protocol, and this stop and wait protocol, as I said, that uses both flow and error control. So what or how we can actually design, or what is the design, how we can actually do or implement this stop and wait protocol scenario, how it can be done. So there is two part again, one in the sender side and one in the receiver side, right? So how it can be done? So in the sender side, right? So first let us talk about in the sender side, what happened in the sender side, right? So in the sender side, first happened that a sender sends one frame and start a timer. It will be sending one frame and start a timer. So here a timer is included in the stop and wait protocol to calculate the time. That how the timer is used for what? So the timer is used. Keshav Kumar Khaware, you are joining, I think, your first class or maybe the second class, and now what you are doing, it is totally visible in my screen. So better you will stop that thing, or I will not allow you in any of the further classes to attend. So what we are talking about, that the sender is sending one frame and start a timer. So the timer is used for what purpose? The timer is used for to check or to monitor that how much time it is taking to send that one frame. So that's when a frame is sent from the sender side and the timer is started, it keeps a copy of that same frame. The frame that is sent for the first time, that it keeps a copy with it. So keeps a copy of that particular sent frame with it. So right, so what happened in the next part, that keeps a copy of that sent frame. Third stage that is happening here in the sender side, that it is wait for some acknowledgement frame from the receiver. It will wait for some acknowledgement frame from the receiver side. So we can say this is a similar type of setup phase that we have talked about in connection oriented protocol, that one frame is sent and a packet is received, acknowledgement is received from the receiver side. So that means it is meaning that yes, we are ready to for the transmission, you can send the data. What added is here, what extra added benefit here, that was timer is added to check the timing scenario, how much time it is taking, right? So then if the acknowledgement frame is received before the timer expires, so the timer is actually started and a particular timer is set. So the timer is counting or set in a particular time, and if the acknowledgement is received before the timer gets expired, the timer is stopped and the sender sends the next frame. So if the things the timer, it will be in the process with the time limit. So the acknowledgement is coming from the receiver side within that particular time period, then the sender will send the next frame stopping that particular timer. So when again the next timer, again the next frame will be sent, then again the timer will be started and it will be wait for some time. It will be wait for some time, and then again if the acknowledgement is coming at the same within the time period, then again it will be sending the next frame. It will be sending the next particular frame. So this is happened with the stop and wait protocol. Means sender is sending, then stop for the particular time moment to receive something or waiting for some acknowledgement. So if the acknowledgement is coming with the time period, then the next frame will be sent. So that's why the term it is used here, that is stop and wait protocol. And at the receiver side, what is happened? The receiver, when it is actually receiving some frames, it will be adding a data frame to it, and to check that whether the data that is coming is totally correct or not, means an error control is happening there. Flow is going from the sender to receiver with the help of the timer, and error control that is happening to check that whether any type of error is there, any type of problem is there, right? So when the frames arise at the receiver side, the frame is checked whether the frame is corrupted or not. If the frame is corrupted, then it will be discarded and a signal will be sent from the say to the receiver, from the receiver side to the sender side, that whether the data frame is corrupted or lost. So this is the scenario of the sender and the receiver side in the stop and wait protocol. So why the term the stop and wait protocol is used here? Because the stop and wait protocol here, the scenario is to check that whether I'm sending one data, the data is sent from the sender side and it will be waiting for some particular time. It will be wait for some particular moment to receive some acknowledgement from the receiver side. And then if it is come within the particular time period, then there is no issue. Then again, it will be going, then it will send the second frame. So that's why the term stop and wait protocol is used here. Stop and wait protocol is used here. It will be again, we can connect with this particular scenario with the FSM, that is some finite state machine. In the sender side, that is one state, in the receiver side, that is another state, right? So the sender state, there is a ready state and a blocking state will be there, and the receiver state, the receiver is already in a ready state. So there will be some events that will be happening. So sender package the data again some that particular requirements will be there from the network and data link layer side, that the packets will be coming from the network layer to the data link layer, and when the packets arrive from the network to data link layer, the timer will be started and then it will be processed for the time being to send to the receiver, and some waiting for some acknowledgement to receive some acknowledgement from the receiver side to the sender side, right? So there is a flow diagram, there is a particular process we can talk about. So one question comes here, that we are talking so many times to check the error control, right? So we have stated that the frame may be corrupted or frame may be lost. How we can deal with this corrupted frame, or how to deal with this lost frames? This is a question, because the frames may get corrupted, the frames may get lost, it can happen, but how to deal with, how we can find it out? So if any corrupted frames arrives at the receiver side, by the process of several error checking, means CRC, we have talked about this particular process in the previous classes already. By using any of these particular Hamming distance, Hamming codes, right? There are several types of processes. By using any type of most used type of the CRC, the cyclic code, right? So to check whether the data has some error or not, and if there has some error, we will simply discard that. So this just see, consider one thing, that how much thing is happening at the same time. The sender is sending the data, the flow is continuation, the data is received at the receiver side, and at the same time some error checking process is happening to check whether the data is damaged or the data is lost by the process of CRC, Hamming distance. Several processes are there. By any of the process, implementation of any of the process, the same thing is happening, and if the same time it is found that it is the process or the data is damaged or the data is lost, then it will be discarding that and again requesting for the same frame again. So the same, how many things or many things that are happening at the same time when the data is sent from the sender to the receiver side. So we cannot understand the background scenario that is happening why at the time of transmission, because we are seeing what I am sending a message from my phone and it is just quickly showing that yes, my message was delivered. Consider a simple WhatsApp message. I am sending a message, a single tick means from my side it is delivered. If the receiver receives it, double tick, double white tick means the message was delivered to the receiver side, and double blue tick means the receiver has received and checked it, right? So the same things are happening with a very short span of time, within a very short span of time. So this is how to deal with any type of corruption, or my main motto or my main thing that I'm trying to say, that how many things or how much thing that is happening at the same time, right? So this is all for today, because from 10:50 there is another class of I think organization and architecture, if I'm not wrong. So this is all for today's class. We'll meet again in the, after at 11:30 with the class of Linux. So I would like to request all of you, kindly write your names in the chat box for your attendance purpose. Okay, so fine. Thank you all for joining into the session. So we will meet again at 11:30. So take care, stay safe. Thank you for joining into the session.